All right, welcome back to The Gloves Are Off. Of course, we have our guest, Taylor Dyer. We've got Andrew Brethauer. Of course, everyone knows Andrew. Why am I even introducing him?
Legend.
Just anything to feed that ego. All right, so now time for fair or foul. So my first question for you, earlier in the show, we talked about David Ortiz hitting his 500th home run. And of course, when the home run goes out into the stands, a Baltimore Orioles fan caught it and gave it back. He had no issue. He didn't want to keep it. He didn't want to sell. And that would fetch so much money in an auction, right? So he gave it back. So I want to know, fair or foul, if you catch a milestone ball and you keep it?
I think it's fair. I mean, obviously the good and nice thing to do is to try and give it back. And I'm sure that player would be very grateful. And I'm sure there's probably a perk to giving it back. But at the same time, a real baseball fan, like I'd be torn. Like David Ortiz is my favorite player, and I don't know what I would do because I would love to have that ball. At the same token, I'd love to give it back to him because he is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I go with fair as well. I think it's fair game. That's kind of baseball. It's kind of like every sport. Something goes in the stands, you get to keep it, and yeah, being nice is fine and all, but I'm kind of a dick, so I'll keep it and I'll keep it for myself and.
Well, that's the thing, though, is you look at that, and if you were the baseball player, like, we don't know lots of times that will go to the Hall of Fame or you get to keep it. It depends on, what sport and all that sort of stuff. But wouldn't you want that little momentum? Is that something that will speak to you? It might be a little bit different when it's your first home run to your 500th. But does that kind of have any sort of sentimental value with that?
See, I'm not a sentimental person. Like, I don't have anything. I don't keep pictures or anything like that, so it doesn't really matter to me. Like, I probably have a box full of trophies that
Black heart over here.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, yeah. It doesn't. That stuff to me doesn't matter. Maybe if I was a sports athlete and I was, my 1,000th goal or something like that, maybe. But
he'd sell that ball so fast.
New mortgage payment gone, just like that.
All right, our last fair or foul question. Labor Day Classic between the Edmonton Eskimos, Calgary Stampeders. Both teams don't like each other, and it kind of has revamped the last couple of seasons, seeing how the Eskimos have gotten a lot better. Now, during the coin toss for the Labor Day Classic on Monday, Esk defender Dion Lacey refused to shake hands with Bo Levi Mitchell during the coin toss. And, he didn't even attempt the second time around on Saturday in Edmonton. He did the coin toss. And the coach was like, Lacey can be up there. And he didn't even attempt to shake his hand. Fair or foul, is that a great way of getting into your opponent's head?
That's a tricky one. I think it's fair. I'm a very, very much about in really pushing the envelope and any advantage you can gain, I'm okay with it. I love the competitiveness of talking through the net in volleyball and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think the best thing to do is to show good sportsmanship, and because once you're on the field, that's when it's on. I think off the field, you should be able to have that sportsmanship.
So you're telling your team not to shake hands this year? Is that what we're doing?
No, leave it all on the floor. Afterwards, shake hands, give them a good firm handshake, win or lose. And
so should he have shook his hand then, because that's before play started?
I think so.
Yeah, it's time-honored tradition in sports. You do that thing. I don't understand how you get your player's head through not shaking their hand. I don't understand. But
yeah. I grew up playing rugby, and it's vicious on the field, and as soon as you're done the game, it's like nothing happened, and you're buying your opponent a beer afterwards, and that's kind of how I feel about it.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. Now, after the break, we have your chance to spout off on anything that you want to talk about. I'm assuming we're going to hear a little bit of rustlers.
Might hear something.
All right, so stay tuned. We'll have that coming up after the break.